the one and only Brooklyn. Happy New Year, everyone. 2019, and the word for 2019, if you guys haven't seen it on the gram, is consistency. Be consistent this year. Please, I'm going to do the same thing, and I need you to do it. So, you know, over the holidays, I had some food, got my A on, got my drink on. But while I was doing that, you know, I had a conversation with a beautiful young lady. Her name is Joy.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, and you guys will get to know her just in a few. So before we do that, shout out to Kevin. Hey, Kevin. You might want to say hi, Kevin. That's disrespectful. Say hi. Say hi to the camera.
Hello.
Okay, see? Okay, so how was your Happy New Year?
Happy New Year.
So how was your New Year, and how did you celebrate?
My New Year was actually pretty awesome. We didn't really do anything fun, but here's why it was awesome. I needed the rest. I needed to sleep. I need to just chill out. We spent our Christmas with my grandparents, so that was awesome. And other than that, we were just merry.
See, that's what I like. You see, that's what I like. I like that energy. You say. So you've lived in Toronto for a very, very long time.
The GTA, definitely. Yeah.
So which parts of the GTA have you lived in?
When I was little, I used to live in Mississauga, and then we moved further west when I was roughly about 9. I don't want to give away my location, only because we still live there, but we've lived definitely in Mississauga, closer to, I want to say Brampton too. Yeah.
And where do you like better? Do you like where you're living now, or where you used to live?
Okay, this one's kind of hard. I like where I'm living now because it's structured. If I was living there, like maybe when I was a kid, like I probably wouldn't have grown up the same way to be like so open and so caring about others and charismatic. I'm not gloating, that's just me. But you know, that's what I've been okay with. So I probably prefer Mississauga when it comes to family and bonds. But the other place when it comes to development, definitely.
Yes, honey. And she's very pretty, as you guys can see, very gorgeous and everything. Thank you, Zulang. Yes, honey. So before we get into talking about your music and things like that, I know you were, when you see me with the shirt on, you were kind of giving me a little bit of history in regards to that. So we're going to touch base on that. So before we get into that, let us know, how did you get involved with music? How did you get started?
So my first start began probably when I was in a church. Not probably, but likely. I had the opportunity to grow up in my great-grandfather's church in Springfield, Illinois, where I was born. After I had moved from Springfield, Illinois, I moved here. I've been around a lot of places, but when I was in the church, my father was a bass singer, and he still sings, but he doesn't sing professionally like I'm trying to pursue currently. At the same time, I followed the same footsteps. My mom can't sing, so I wanted to be just like my dad in the talent aspect. I followed through. He was my role model. So for me, it's all about role models and making sure that I had something to follow through on. And being in that realm of Springfield, Illinois, really changed my perception of music and all of it. It's pretty great.
So what does your dad think about your music? Does he support you? Does your family support you? And does your friends support you? Because, you know, living in Toronto, everyone says that it's very difficult to even, you know, when you have shows, it's really difficult to even have a couple people to come out, let alone your family members. You know what I mean? And I have problems with that myself. But so
Everybody does. Me, her, everybody.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Definitely. So when it comes to having people at shows and performances, I definitely try to encourage my closer friends first at smaller venues because I am relatively new. I don't want to necessarily overstimulate a bunch of people that aren't prepared for my style.
So what motivated you to, besides, obviously your father was your inspiration, but what motivated you? Like, was it like the Aretha Franklins that motivated you? Like, and what can you compare your style to?
Absolutely. I've had a lot of different role models or even types of motivation or people that have inspired me. Having said that, it always falls for some reason in a R&B / classic rock category or something that is very soul-like. So I stay around like Jacksoul. Like, I don't know if you remember the band Jacksoul with Haydain. He passed away.
Okay.
He was cancer. God rest his soul. But I also listen to things like Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith and things that people don't generally assume that I listen to. But again, assumptions aren't great. You know? Yeah.
Aerosmith. Oh my God. I would have never. No, seriously, dead ass serious. I would have never thought that. Aerosmith.
But I'm very open when it comes to music and such.
You know what? That's what it's about. Being an artist, you kind of have to be kind of versatile, because when you're in an industry like this, especially the entertainment industry, you know, yes, it's good to say I'm an R&B singer, but sometimes you got to step outside your comfort zone.
Like there's artists like, not to spread names, but Daniel Caesar, someone like that. There's tons of artists like Kway. They're coming out with new tracks regularly, and although they have more emotional content, it's definitely worth the listen. Definitely worth the listen.
So who were you listening to growing up?
Listening to growing up, definitely Selena. Fan.
Bidi bidi bam bam, bidi bidi bam bam, bidi bidi bam bam.
That. Toni Braxton, absolutely. Yeah. Destra.
All right, girl, keep going.
Destra, certainly. Michael, definitely. Staple, you know, it's what you expect. And who else? Definitely Smokey Robinson. For songwriters, like my thing was Smokey Robinson, Celine Dion, anything that had to do with like classics. That's where I got all of my writing skills from, and just listening. Things like Tears of a Clown or what's another one? Cruisin'.
Yeah.
You can really branch off of songs like those. So I appreciated that one.
Listen, girl, has anybody told you you are very young, but you have an old soul?
My mom.
Yay! Because all the artists that you name are like, they're legends, obviously, and they're classics.
Smokey told Michael.
You see what I mean? Like, you see what I mean? You guys heard it first. Smokey Robinson told Michael. Smokey told Michael. Yeah. So what did you do in 2018 that you feel you would change for going into 2019?
Definitely spreading the message about my music, and definitely putting out music that lasts. I want timeless hits, right? So I feel like when it came to even 2017, I felt like I was making music because I was offered opportunities. Now that I've gained some skill and I've gained the appreciation for the crafts work, I will actually begin to apply myself further, especially when it comes to making my own tunes, my own beats, because it's definitely something that I would like to pursue, and something that I'm not necessarily bad at, so.
That's not a problem. You know, a lot of people say that we as women, we tend to be very independent nowadays. Guys don't really like that. Kevin. I'm just joking, ladies. Kevin loves an independent woman, and he's single, ready to mingle, ladies. I'm throwing that out there. Every episode, I'm gonna throw it out there until somebody messages Kevin, and don't try to edit this either, Kevin. But yeah. So you being an independent woman, you were telling me that you're not only involved in singing, you also do various other crafts. You have other crafts as well. Can you let us know a couple of your crafts that you have, and what interests you the most besides singing? What interests you most?
I also play guitar. I play a few instruments, but guitar is my main one as of right now. When I was little, I used to also play trumpet. Played saxophone, bari, alto, yeah, that was it. And I also played clarinet. I had a field with all these different instruments, and it was just something that I really connected to. When I was in high school, I had quite a bit of trouble in terms of making friends, so that's probably where my independence came from, quite a bit. And I spent a lot of time in solitude, making the craft, making the beats. But other than that, I got the opportunity to work with videography. I got the opportunity to also work with Photoshop. So if anybody needs me to edit their pictures, Joy will do it.
Kevin.
I play sports. I play a bunch of sports, but I like to do it for leisure now. I'm almost a black belt in martial arts. It's not that important, but it's going to be important for self-defense and being independent.
Catch us outside. How about that? Yes, honey. So I know, like what I was telling you before, you know, a lot of people always want to know your business, but I'm gonna get into your business. because I want to know some business. And everybody knows Brooklyn has her tea time. So I'm going to ask you this question. Are you single and ready to mingle?
Brooklyn. I mean, ready to mingle? No. Single? Choice. Here's why. It's not single by association, it's single by choice. A lot of people are not doing that, especially last year and in 2019. I'll tell you why. I feel like a lot of young people, we don't necessarily choose who we want to be with, and that's not every young person, mind you. I would prefer to find a young gentleman with dignity, morality, integrity, as opposed to how much did his shoes cost or how much does his jacket cost. I am seen or perceived as somebody that is materialistic. However, that's not the case. I look for intelligence and value in a person, and I value somebody else's human beingness. You know? But yeah, definitely that's kind of why I've chosen to be single, and I'm kind of okay with it. I prefer it.
That's not a problem, girl. It is not a problem. Just know that you cannot be going to any parties with anybody who is involved. Because then if you go to the club with me who has a man, it's going to be a problem. Because first off, my man's going to ask me, what am I doing there? I know, right?
No,
So
that's going to be the next question.
Exactly. What do you find when it comes to situations in Toronto, like with the gun violence and things that's been happening out here? Do you feel people with platforms should be out there in the streets or even on their own social medias letting people know about, hey, let's stop the violence, or hey, let's do something about it, the same way the Americans do it? Do you think that we should be doing that because of the violence that's been going on in our streets?
Is it only relative to just gun violence or violence generally? Okay. Here's my thing with Toronto. We're the GTA. Ontario, it's very big, but we are the GTA. So our message will get across much closer, much further if it's within the GTA. If it's globalized, international, I see it 50-50. These are just stats. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to actually spreading the message, I definitely believe that Canadian or Torontonians have that opportunity to spread that type of awareness, whether it just be like Canadian citizens or whether it be American citizens. I see platforms like 905 TV, I think that's what it's called, or 6Buzz, right? 6Buzz. 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 So, definitely platforms like that. I will say this, because artists have the opportunity to have more of an appropriate voice, whereas 6Buzz, they kind of just have a stream of content that they're allowed to post. Artists have to be very careful about the way that they interpret things so that they can pose it onto their audience, right? So definitely, we as artists, as makers and creators, we have the voice to speak up and say what's right and what's wrong without manipulating or destroying the opinion of someone else. So definitely that's one.
So what are your plans for 2019? What can we expect?
So I'm definitely going to try and get a lot of my music on streamable platforms besides just SoundCloud. It's definitely something that I wanted to do. I have not done it yet because I wanted to go through a little bit of a trial run just to see what type of demographic or what type of clout people like, or what they like about my music, So definitely going to be putting things on streamable platform. The consistency of my photos is going to stay the same. I post relatively often, but I don't post quite a lot. So I'll try and post more stuff up there, and definitely stay tuned for new music and a lot of endorsements. I got the opportunity to work with 2 companies just recently. One of them was Korean, the other one was, if I'm not mistaken, a European brand. Definitely check them out if you go to my Instagram, Joyxande, Joyxande. You'll see me at the very top in a dressing gown like this.
I love this, girl. I was just about to ask you, where can people find your music? Do you have Facebook, not only Instagram? Let everybody know your platforms and things like that.
Absolutely. You can find me on all of my platforms at Joyxande, Joyxande. Fun times. There's definitely a lot of talk about real world issues that I like to bring upon my audience. So definitely feel free to check it out. There's lots of great content there.
Okay. As you guys can see, it's your girl Brooklyn. I'm chilling here with my girl Joy. Go check her out on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow her on Instagram. Make sure you guys follow Worldwide Entertainment TV. Make sure you guys follow Brooklyn Honey 23. And I might change my name to be Honey 23. Not sure yet. I went out to change my name for the 2019. You feel me? Shout out to my boy TV Gucci. He's a new rapper on the block. I'm going to have him right here very, very soon. 2019 is going to be crazy. Remember what I said? I'm trying to bring back Rap City. Hopefully, let's all do this. Yes, honey. Yes. So before we go, remember, you were supposed to let us know why you were so excited about my shirt, about my MTV Music television shirt.
Ensemble. What I liked about this shirt the most was Much More Music / MTV. It's a television station that used to appear when I was a child, when most of us were children, even though some of us were not coherent. So this is how, a little bit of my music got started, by sitting sometimes and just enjoying Much More Music on a Saturday. It's a Canadian thing to do. It's Torontonian flavor. She's giving that. Give, yes.
Yes. Vogue and pose. Yeah, shout out to my boy T-Rex. If you guys don't know, my boy T-Rex was actually the host of Rap City, and he actually gave me my first 30 seconds of fame on Rap City to do my thing, my freestyle. So shout out to T-Rex. If it wasn't for you, a lot of people wouldn't know who I am. And if it wasn't for TV Gucci to get us on Rap City, no one would know who the hell I am as well. And things like that. So big shout out to my boy T-Rex. 2019 is gonna be mad crazy. Nobody's gonna be able to stop us. And guess what we're about to do? We're about to pull up to the school. So guess what? Look out for us. Me and Kevin, we're about to come to your school, ask you a couple questions. Would you rather? Truth or dare? All right, y'all, it's the one and only Brooklyn, and I'm out.